Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Gorecom, in which we take the time to speak with small cap executives after they put out big news. With us today from Kidoz, I'm going to give you 15 million reasons to love this interview because Kidoz just announced record revenues of $15 million, and they've just put out a massive press release that might significantly impact that revenue and growth in the years to come. For those new to the story, Kidoz owns the biggest mobile advertising platform for kids and families. How big? There are more than 4,000 apps around the world using Kidoz, reaching over 300 million kids. So they become, in essence, the market leader as a premier provider of safe, contextual mobile advertising, and their work with top brands like Disney's, McDonald's, Lego, on and on. Revenue growth started $1.9 million in 2017, and this past year, over $15 million in revenue. Why is that happening? Well, the shift. Kids are abandoning TV and they're getting into digital, and that's where Kidoz is strategically placed. And today's press release, Kidoz introduces Prado, mobile in-app technology that reaches over 1 billion monthly active users. It's not often we get a chance to say a billion with small caps. Gents, welcome back to the show, my friends.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Great to be here.
Jason, since you're the CEO, let's start off with you first.
Sure.
Even though Eldad is the guy who's going to be the president of Prado and leading that charge, what's the significance, and we'll get into the details, but what's the significance of this press release today that and how Prado differs from your current offering?
Sure. Well, Kidoz, as we know, but for new listeners and viewers, is the leader in kid-safe mobile technology. We're an in-app technology that creates advertising opportunities, all data-free, all privacy-led, and we work with the largest brands, as you said, looking to reach kids. And we've done, such a deep technical build on our in-app technology and our processes around that. And as we, as entrepreneurs and a successful small business, are looking to grow as fast as we can, we recognize from the requests from our advertisers that we need to reach more people. And so kids, wonderful. We've got that. That's our kind of protected moat, as a business term would be, the area that we really excel. But we knew with such strong technology that we could reach the other side of that coin, which is people 13 and above. And we've chosen to focus on the family aspect because that's what we know well. And so we've spent the last 2 years working on the platform, building the brand, and Prado is here and led by Eldad. And this technology is super robust and we think is going to change the entire future of the company.
Eldad, let's talk about. I'm going to give you a quote from the press release that says, "Prado's created a unique gateway into in-app media, and the scale is incredible. In America alone, over 220 million people are playing mobile games, and Prado can reach them." How are you going to position Prado to reach them? Like, what kind of sales and marketing or distribution efforts are you going to undertake so you can reach those 220, just America, 220 million people?
So through our technological platform already that we've built throughout the years, we've now expanded it to reach parents. We're doing it through we're focusing on the in-app environment. We're leaving the newspapers and TV, the declining segments, to all the others, and we're focusing on in-app gaming. This market is valued, when we look at our legacy market, the kid-safe market, it was valued, and it is valued at about roughly $2 billion. Right now, we are targeting a market which is 100 times bigger. It's a $200 billion market, and the in-app segment, the in-app market, is kind of overlooked by advertisers. They go to Facebook, YouTube, they go to all the usual suspects, but actually parents, adults spend a huge amount of time playing mobile games. Dads are playing racing and soccer, moms are playing 3-match games and solitaire. So they're spending a huge amount of time on mobile, and advertisers are missing the opportunity to reach them. to contextually reach them with great offering, and this is what we'll offer them.
And Eldad, I like that, because I was going to say, devil's advocate, you must have, when you go after the teens and parents, a whole family market, you know, you're moving away from that specialized but very lucrative niche of just children. And you're heading into the mouth of the lion, bigger competitors, bigger players. But even then, you're kind of going after a different market segment, which is in-app. So do you foresee a big advantage there for Prado over the existing networks that are like Facebook and Instagram and all the traditional places people advertise? Is that why you guys are going to the in-app model?
Right. This is our specialty. This is what we specialize on, and 100% of our business, let's say 99%, because we're expanding also to TV, to connected TV, but mobile is our game. And we know mobile, we know what's happening on mobile, and we know that parents specifically are one of the most lucrative markets, one of the lucrative audiences out there. You know, you ask Coca-Cola, McDonald's, they're all after parents. They want to run a campaign. They want to run a campaign to kids. They want to run Happy Meal, but they also need the mom, right? Everybody, Lego, they all want the parents, and it's actually a very challenging segment. Nobody walks around on the street saying, I'm a parent, right? It's in order to identify parents, it requires time. It requires a lot of technological foundations that we've built. And we're also applying our contextual targeting approach. So what we'll offer is something quite unique, and only even if you look at the gaming market itself, at the performance market, we call it, there are a lot of games out there who specifically want to attract adults, attract moms and dads, and they can't do it on Facebook because you're in a different mindset. They want to reach you while you're playing a game. So the concept of a game within a game, advertising games within games, makes more sense. So this is
a whole different ball game. That's a whole different ball game. Look, I don't really play games, so for the most part, I see ads on Facebook and I see ads on Instagram, and I think that, and most of the investors watching, most of the viewers watching, and think, well, that's just the way advertisers reach George and Mary and John. But it's amazing that you guys are talking about going in-app, mobile in-app games. And Jason, I know you're still more on the kiddo side, where you're the CEO of the whole
Sure.
Kick and Caboodle. This wasn't just an idea. You're not throwing something, spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks. In the press release, you actually said this comes after years of requests from advertisers to reach not just children, but parents as well. So you had some catalyst to this, right? You had some good reason to create Prado.
Absolutely. I mean, we're selling in so many different markets. Our channels are everywhere. Our salespeople are deep in America and lots of different places. And what we hear is that, the performance is so good. They love the campaigns. What else can they do? And as gaming has increased at top of mind. So yeah, it's not just about Instagram or Facebook anymore. Marketers, their job is to find their customers, and their customers are playing mobile games. I mean, we're talking about 220 million regular players in America alone. And we're talking like 2-3 billion total players globally. This is a market that is so large and so dominant. And when you're spending advertising money, you do it on the platforms that have the most amount of time and the most amount of people. And mobile games is one of the top, hands down, segments. It's right up there with Facebook and YouTube, and then mobile games. And it's been overlooked a bit, in our opinion, by marketers, because it's so, Google and Facebook have done such a good job of taking that marketing money. And mobile games is a bit more fragmented. When you hear mobile games, not one thing jumps into your head, but maybe it's a Candy Crush or something. But there's a tremendous amount of opportunity there. There is billions of eyeballs, and marketers should be there. And that's why we're making this push. That's why we've duplicated and enhanced the technology to reach there. And we think it's going to be a big impact and a big win for the company.
Eldad, based on what Jason just said there, does that mean that you've got mobile app developers, again, George Cobb mobile apps, who maybe have felt ignored because of the dominance of the traditional digital advertising routes, that they're looking for a solution like Prado, that they're going to be much more open to hearing you, knock on the door and say, hey, George, let me help you monetize. So what do you think? Does that mean you can have a much more willing customer base, target customer base?
For sure. Right now, if you'll play a game, if you'll start playing a game, and not that I'm recommending, but if you'll start playing games, you'll see that most of the ads on mobile are actually ads for other games. Okay, so this segment right now is dominated by other apps.
Wow.
Advertising themselves within apps. Okay, so this market is kind of limited and not touched by the Coca-Colas and the the Swatch and the big brands. They didn't massively enter the mobile space yet. And what will happen now with Kidoz and platforms like ourselves, that you'll see more and more branded campaigns, like TV campaigns running within the app. And this is an experience that Facebook doesn't give you, right? You scroll your feed on Facebook, you don't see a 30-second ad that takes over the whole screen. And this is an experience that is exclusive to mobile games. Only a mobile game can give advertiser the capability to run a 30-second ad and make sure that the user is watching it all the way through the end. So this is an experience that we're looking to give to our advertisers, and this is why we think now the big brands will shift to mobile, will start running big campaigns on mobile, because we'll give them the same TV experience, but broadcasted to thousands and tens of thousands of apps.
Well, then I have to ask, at the outset of my intro, I talked about the brands, Disney, McDonald's, Hasbro, Lego, all that you've got and more. I'm going to assume that at the very least, you guys may have telegraphed this to that customer base, saying, hey guys, by the way, look for this offering. So if you have, I don't want to assume you have, but if you have, is it too early? It might be too early, but is there some pipeline activity there? Is there funnel building already, or is it still too early, Eldad or Jason, whoever wants to take that?
Yeah, no, I'll jump in. I mean, definitely there are campaigns that are running, so people have been testing the platform.
Wow.
What's interesting is that a lot of marketers who are looking to reach kids, they sometimes have, quite frequently actually, have the similar brief on the other side of their desk to reach parents. And so now we're saying, okay, like, let's test on that one, let's show you that great performance that we're already achieving on your other brief, and we're getting that. And the channels themselves, we announced it to them, and they're like, oh, that's interesting, right? Yeah, but I'm selling kids. And now we're like, okay, well, it's here, it's live. It's really same pitch, but now you're reaching, a bigger segment. They're like, oh, okay, so they're digging in, and the deals are starting to come.
So Jason, you've already got some test campaigns going on, or these full flight campaigns already? If they're test campaigns, I'd be ecstatic. What can you tell us, if anything, about the kind of campaigns that are already running?
Well, I mean, in terms of like huge volumes, we're not like chewing off an extra $1 million a month or anything, but we definitely
gotta walk where you run.
Exactly. No, the volume of individual advertisers and individual campaigns is higher than we were anticipating at this point. And in terms of deal value, we're probably right about where we expected.
You guys aren't being shy about how optimistic you are about the future of Prado, because again, I'm going to quote, Prado will have a profound effect on our financial results in the years to come. Now, I obviously I can't ask for projections, and definitely you're not going to give any, but you're talking about, for everyone who's new, you're already doing $15 million a year revenue at great growth. So, 2023 is probably going to be another decent jump in growth. So that means a lot when you say it's going to have if you're doing 100,000 a year, they say, okay, it's going to have a profound effect.
Sure.
Those are big words, Jason. What can you tell us? And again, without projections, but that's a pretty big statement coming up. $15 million.
Well, what we're doing, I mean, 2023, as we've said in our own statements, is a challenging environment. We know the and ad spend is down. There's a lot of recessionary warnings, and we have felt that early in the year. We're expecting a very strong back half, and the business is already built to excel in the back half, and so we think that's going to be even stronger this year. And so we think Prado will help to buffer against those recessionary aspects and wins. We're laying the foundation in 2023. There's a huge amount of conversations going on. We're refining the sales pitch, the materials, building conversations with new advertisers. And yes, we're going to definitely increase the amount of family and parents business that we're going to be doing in the second half of 2023. Will it push us, past 20 million? Say, we're not really sure, but that would be our hope. And 2024, though, we expect, significant amount of activity, millions of dollars to come from this, and we're laying the foundation for a really big growth. I mean, that's what we've always said, and that's what we're here to do.
So Eldad, that explains. Look, you're co-founder of Kidoz, and for quite a while you're co-CEO with Jason up until several months ago, and then you guys kind of had this restructuring. Is this why the restructuring was taking place? Because you are now leading the Prado side, and should that be another indicator? Because I like to read between the lines. Should that be just another indicator of how much expectation you guys have for Prado, that you've got Jason on the Kidoz side and we've got you on the Prado side? Is that what we should be reading into it?
Yeah, it's like a startup within a startup. So yeah, we're bringing on board new salespeople, new agencies. So it's going to be a totally separated division, a totally separate subsidiary of Kidoz. So things won't mix, but I see great potential. I was extremely, humbled with the offer to lead this, division, and I think that the potential is to outgrow Kidoz within a few years.
Oh, the gauntlet's been thrown down. I love it.
Yeah,
that's great for shareholders. That's great when you have the co-founders in a friendly, hey, let's go, in friendly competition. Eldad, by the way, because you mentioned you're going to be hiring salespeople and you're going to be working with agencies. Do you have any idea yet as to what that split might be? Is it going to be 50-50, mostly agencies, mostly direct selling? How do you foresee that? Because I'm always interested in how companies, it's one thing to develop a product, and you guys obviously have a great success at executing. So I'm curious as how you see the execution on the sales side.
We think that the portion of agencies will be even bigger than the Kidoz side. It's the big brands, they tend to work with agencies. They rarely work direct. And the programmatic side will probably be, the majority of campaigns. Right on Kidoz, the programmatic is expanding and expanding, but still not the majority of campaigns. On the parent side, on the family-focused campaigns, we think that programmatic integrations and programmatic campaigns will be the majority. So just hooking up with with platforms, connecting integrations can scale the business overnight. So we don't need necessarily to hunt a customer by customer. We just need to plug into DSPs, plug into new demand partners, and the flow will come in much quicker.
And that's why, Jason, in the press release, you guys said that the scale is incredible for Prado, right? Because like Eldad said, you're not going to Agoracom, then ABC and XYZ slugging it out one at a time. You're plugging into mobile gaming apps,
right?
You're going straight to agencies. And is that where you've seen this initial kind of first stage come from?
We definitely see some of that. I mean, the beauty of this business is that we can do both. And so, the technology is so strong that we can link up with our different ad tech DSP partners and start to flow that business. But at the same time, we're also building and executing on technology to sales tech that is spreading the word, engaging with direct brand marketers, agency marketers to build the name as well, so that then they see the Prado opportunity through programmatic sources or as a line item, they'll know what that is. And then we can start to kind of build that awareness within the biggest budgets of the world to try and carve out big chunks. And once you get onto one of these big plans, then that can be just a pivotal moment for any company. And so even if it takes 2 or 3 years to build the trust of one of America's biggest brands, then that can change the company's fortunes forever.
Yeah, but the great thing is you guys have got the trust of many of the America's
We
biggest
do.
brands already. So it just takes one of them to say, we like this, we've tested it. Okay, let's really go.
Well,
here.
exactly. We're proven already in the market, and the technology, the wonderful thing about software is it only gets better, and we keep investing more on the software. It keeps getting better, and our customers are even happier than they were yesterday, and it pulls us up further away from our competitors. And that is the same principle that we're using here. And we've also got exceptional commercial people and exceptional operations people that we bring a full package to an advertiser. And when you deliver on the results, the reach, the performance, the communication, and the sales, then they buy again. And that's just what we're going to do.
And Eldad, last word to you, last question to you is, you've also got, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've also got a tailwind behind you thanks to government legislation, no? Because they're cracking down on how ad networks. I've seen massive fines against TikTok, Meta, Instagram, all of them because of older, outdated, privacy breaching tactics. Whereas you guys are 100% on side with all of that, right? So you can go to a brand and say, hey, we can deliver this to you, and we can deliver to you on scale and in compliance without them having to worry about breaking the rules and being slapped by these fines, correct?
Exactly. And what we're seeing is that actually the practice that used to occur on the kid space, which is the contextual targeting, is becoming the norm also for adults, also for grown-ups. This is why we can say that we are the experts in contextual marketing. The only way that doesn't expose your brand to any use of personal data. We'll continue with our path. We'll continue on our way to do safe advertising, but we'll expand it to adults. And I think that many brands are more cautious, are more minded about their user privacy, and they would want to use methods that don't necessarily track you and know everything about you in order to reach you. So this is what we're proposing, and I think this is a very appealing offer for brands, not necessarily for kids, in the whole market in general.
Yeah, Jason, that's got to be you must be seeing that as well, right? Because other guys got to change their business models from
Correct.
tracking me and knowing everything about me to you guys saying, hey, contextually, we know that this user here is most likely, you know, an adult male over 50, and this is the ad that's most likely we should serve in front of him. Which is that bit? Have you heard that already from some of your
what's
clients?
exciting is that the learnings and the processes that we have developed at Kidoz for hand reviewing and hand profiling every single app, we can now, and we already have, pushed into the Prado business. And that I can say hands down that nobody in the business does more analysis at the contextual level on a per app basis than Kidoz and Prado. And so we enter the door with this immediate, super valuable, super detailed database of app contextualization that then we can overlay on the data targeting through the Prado division and really narrow in on exactly those customers that they're looking for, who already have the interests, who are already engaging on automotive or beauty or whatever theme that they're after. Exactly.
Guys, congratulations on, you know, another major milestone. I mean, the last time we had Jason on here, we're talking about another record year with over $15 million in revenue and how great that was. And now you're supercharged in the business because you have talked about in the past how you want to enter the teens and families market.
Right.
It wasn't obvious. It wasn't always abundantly clear how you guys were going to do it. And bam, out comes Prado. And it sounds exciting. And Can't wait. Eldad, the ball's in your court now. Can't wait to have you back
That's right.
next when hopefully we've got some deals or some app news or something like that to tell us about significant developments in Prado. So the pressure's on you.
That's right.
No worries. Stay tuned.
I love the confidence, guys. Congratulations, and can't wait to have you guys on next time.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
For everybody at home, you've been watching or you've been listening to my podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, or your favorite podcast platform. To both Jason Williams and Eldad Ventura at Kidoz and now Kidoz in Prado. For those new to the story, you love what you hear and you're trying to figure this all out because it's brand new technology for almost all of us that are watching, listen to this. Well, get to the company's profile page in Agoracom where we got a nice layman explanation there for you, videos and all of that for you to understand what the company does. And then once you got that under your belt and you see that they're already setting record revenues, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, and now 2022, head over to the company's website, do your deep dive due diligence, because if you believe in the future of mobile, that means you've got to believe in the future of mobile advertising, and that's where Kidoz and Prado are. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. See you next time. Hey guys, this video is over, but don't forget to help your company by liking it and then leaving a comment below. And then don't forget to help yourself by subscribing to our channel so you don't ever miss another great Agoracom small cap video.